Alright, welcome back to Pirate Naxos. I probably shouldn't overpromise things, but I got my whole day freed up, and I'm quite keen to dig my teeth deeply into this campaign, because let's face it, it's the mid-17th century, and I struggle to think of campaigns where I've had such minuscule slivers of land by this point in the game. Yes, we're on the Great Power list, and yes, we're over 1,000 development, but I mean, really, we've got a patchwork of Southeast Asia, we've got barely anything in the New World, and we haven't even managed to fully conquer the British Isles. In fact, the bulk of the juicy stuff is yet unconquered, because I've been pussyfooting around this idea of a European coalition. With good reason. If the Europeans were to coalition war me, or really if anybody were to coalition war me, I'd be stuck in that coalition war for a very long time and have a very large amount of coastline to have to care about. So I would like to, if at all possible, avoid that. So I think my next nibble on Britain will probably be Derby, because I want to get that coal and get the autonomy reduced on it, but otherwise be dealing with the Irish. The Irish are disgustingly an accepted culture, and it's far enough away from the European mainland to not perturb monster Burgundy, who, I gotta say, they've been on a rampage. Let's take a look at how much of a rampage they've been on, because they've got a fair few fans in the audience today, I know that. They held strong, they did not get inherited, they integrated their Dutch minions, and France has just been too scared to make a move, and the one time they did decide to make a move, Burgundy decided they'd be putting up with none of that, and went full Charles Bold on them, and gobbled it all up. Now that was meant to time well with them actually gobbling it. There we go. Nicely done. So Burgundy's pretty badass. But then Italy is here playing a dangerous game where they ally both Burgundy and France. So that'll be why neither are really keen to declare war on each other, because Italy's really consolidated here, which means they are super strong. Senior 25's in chat saying, oof, I was just heading to bed. At 10 in the morning? Scandalous. Alright, so where are we right now? The Ottomans have just declared on their 6th conquest of Naxos. We're a little terrified of the Ottomans, not because of what they have here. We've slapped them down many times before, and we shall slap them down again. Green gauges is right there, poised and waiting to take down the Ottoman fleet when I hit the unpause button. But no, it's more to do with the fact that we're talking about the Otto-Ming here. The Ottomans are allied with the Ming, and the Ming are not my best friend. They're really not my best friend. They hate me. They also have Casus Belli on me, so whilst they didn't join in with the war against me, or at least they haven't so far, I kind of don't want to bring them in yet, if they are so willing to do so, because whilst I could crush the Ming on the seas, they crush me on the land. Normally I give nobody any chance to fight me on the land, but we are having a very rare case of a mainland war against Manchu right now, and I'm quite keen for that to go well. So whilst we've been making the big bucks privateering Beijing, I think it might be in our best interests to actually go and find some other suckers to privateer. There's good money down in Malacca, and it's... are we doing Beijing? Like, who are we not privateering around here? We are doing Beijing, we are doing you. Gujarat seems like good money there if we can get there. And I mean, who's going to resist us? The Indians. We're already making a bit of bank on Malacca, so I think it might be prudent to send you to privateer in so many options, but let's search for Gujarat. Off you trot, make me some money, try not to cheese off the Ming, but I remain a little scared of the Ming, because, well, just how much of a navy do they have to offer against us here? We go to navies, we look for the Ming. It's not a huge amount. My heavies alone, I am quite confident could take them down, but it's about keeping the Ming in lockdown when it comes to their fleet. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah, 6, maybe 7. Coastal, hold on. Sorry, getting choked up thinking about all the money I can make from blockading Ming here. Basically, I need a fleet to take care of this. I used to have a galley fleet around here, but in the view of the short term, I scuttled it. Now we're back in the short term, and I'm thinking of rebuilding it. So let us do so. 1, 2, 3, 3, 3. Yeah, I reckon. What's that? 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 21, 4, 7. That's 30. I think actually 30 galleys is not enough at all. 33. 36. I'm thinking 45 here. I'm drowning in sailors for the time being, although I am facing a deficit. We're in a good place with them, so I'm not too scared about doing that. Although I'm a little scared about the massive amount of them going over my force limit here. So we need to counteract that, and we can counteract that with some shipyards. Firstly, I do them where I get the maximum return, and that's naturally at places that have 0 autonomy. From then on, it's places that I suspect will have low and continue to lower in autonomy. So yes, that would be Lincolnshire, Somerset, Devon, St. Helena? Is that some kind of joke? Why does that not have 0 autonomy by now? I must have taken that more recently than I thought. Finn, and yeah, of course I have Bornholm. My autonomy goes down pretty slowly, but such is life. So now I'm building a whole bunch of shipyards. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 of them. Let's round it down and say 10. That's 10 times 2, that's 20 force limit. Yeah, give or take. That won't cut the mustard for the force limit I'm going over to. However, we have massive modifiers on naval force limit modifiers. So what is it? It is plus 50, 100. Yeah, plus almost 200. So we're looking at almost plus 6 force limit per building. So that should see us through for our galley build up there. Mächtig me. I'm feeling all choked up today. I don't know what's coming over me. Right, this fort's keeping us in check, so we'll just keep you there until this does fall. Hopefully the Ming does not join in this war, although it's a good move on their part to do so. Okay, so we can focus on crushing the Ottoman, is what I would say, but where's my transport fleet? I did send these guys. Yeah, back to Britain, because I want to be in a chance to pounce on Britain in 59, save them joining any coalition or starting any coalition, and I won't have the heavies freed up just yet, but once the majority of these battles have concluded, I should be able to take them on. Don't you mean Greater Denmark? Don't I always? Man, I'm so choked up. Just a moment. Alright, that's as good as we're getting for now. Recht, let's focus on the Ottoman fleet here. Focusing all fire that we can. We have Ishak Seches on their side with 213, but Green Gages is highly seasoned in the ways of naval fighting and will rip them to shreds. And once they have done ripping them to shreds, alright, Manchu's doing something, we'll keep an eye on that. That was some good shredding there, Lou, but light ships go and repair up. I may need proper frigates down the line. Transports, I don't even know why you're here. Merchantmen though you may be, I'm just going to scuttle you. And you look in good enough position for now, so go and crush the enemy. But also, let's leave behind a reasonable number of galleots to protect the Agrian Sea, i.e. protect Naxos, the site of their conquest here. Because if I don't protect that, I'm going to be in a bit of trouble. Swings the war score by 50% in the long run. So out he pops. He thinks he can take me on with Dodo Pan. I don't think he can, because these are 8 of our amazing galleons, and yeah, basically I think he's screwed. But that's for him to decide. Well, goodbye Manchurian flagship. It's not doing you so good anymore, is it? It's a shame we didn't capture it, but it would have been a long way to send it back to the Manatime Museum. Oh, we grabbed a galleon right there. Yeah, that looks to be the one we stole, that or that one. Whatever the case, nice to get a heavy ship for free, but I think we'll just get rid of it. Yeah, we're in an alright space here. I guess scuttled my own one whilst, ooh. Well, any excuse to raid the bugger. Any excuse at all. There's plenty of unraided... Is there plenty? It's not a whole lot and I'm not too worried. Still, we will deal with that land war accordingly. For now, I have Ottomans to kill. In a way, we all do. Just trying to make sure I'm somewhat efficiently dealing with the fleet here. Because I do want to keep the Ottoman on lockdown again until I can punch another massive amount of ducats out of him. Peace is actually quite nice. It stops me spending so many sailors. Alright, we managed to take over Gwangju. That means you guys are heading right the way over there. You folks unveil the Terra Incognita, please. And I suppose we'll spare a couple of you guys to maintain... Yeah, maintain the occupation. And I don't need to spend all you guys right now, so get back to port. I should try to avoid spending all these sailors wherever possible, because it does get real expensive real fast. Notice that Hangshong isn't under blockade properly, because I don't have enough of a fleet here. Most disappointing. So we'll add you to that, and hopefully remember to bring you back in due time. Alright. That's their flagship right there. They have a lot of heavies and a lot of galleys. Maybe I shouldn't have just thrown myself in there, because my heavies are actually getting a bit crushed here. I just lost one. Not that surprising, considering they are a bit banged up from the previous encounter. Probably shouldn't have just thrown them away here, but goodbye Ottoman flagship. I might have to just trade losses here a bit. Alright, oh well, that was pretty definitive there against his heavies. It claims I didn't lose any. Does that mean I stole enough to make them back? Still pretty sure I lost some and all that, but good job us. The Ottomans have to run away there. And our fleet, I think, should go back to Naxos for some repairs. And we got ourselves a new light ship, a fully functional one, so get back please. Excellent. I'll see if we can't finish those guys off in due time. But for now, I want to keep the Ottomans under, as I say, and say often, lock and key. The Ottoman's admiral's surname means Circassian, Jake. That I did not know. And where is the capital and main trade node? My capital is here. It is Draken, Dragon's View. Not that this is really our main trade node. Yukubo kind of blows. Hang on, there's been a lot more colonization going on around here. I should turn my mind to stealing that. And around here, actually. I remember leaving you behind, right? Let's unmothball you. Grab ourselves a few more boats. Now, that might take a while to actually do, but when I do remember about you, we'll go and sail around and steal all that stuff. What about down here? That rating's gonna wear away in a few years, so again, let us enjoy the fruits of other people's labor. 'Tis a pirate's life for us. Alright, this is going smoothly enough. Seems like the Manchu do not want to counterattack. Ming have lost their casus belli on me, but that's not to say... Like, the Ottomans still have 30 months to call in Ming. I just hope that they never do. What they're probably thinking is that they can take me on no problem, so they don't need to call in the Ming, but it's still very much in my interest that they don't call in the Ming. At least not until my navy is ready to rock and roll, so we continue to occupy out over there. I could continue to influence Korea. It's only 4 ducats, so why not? Oh right, I left some boats over here a long time ago. Let's get you to Mahe. I'm surprised Mahe isn't close enough to allow you to do all that. Can you raid? You cannot raid. Zanzibar loves me. Well, Kilwa loves me. But Zanzibar is a pretty nice node that I'd like to privateer into oblivion. So maybe... How's it looking for you guys? Also, why are you not raiding the heck out of these guys? Can't believe it's been so long, right? Just give it to me. You are privateering Gujarat there. But would you not be better off privateering Zenza? Not really, actually. You would not. Oh well, the money is still decent enough. Spoils of war is where we make the majority of our money, like more than half of it. And that'll be even better when I have more lights crushing Beijing, but all in due time. Leriz is in chat saying hello there. Hello, Jake. Well, welcome. Now, these folks are a bit banged up. I think I should detach the damaged ships and get the rest of you out there crushing Ottomans whenever possible. The Ottomans. I'd like to get a good definitive win on Manchu so I can mostly take these forts away from them so I don't have to bother occupying forts in Korea again. Not that it's a difficult thing to do, it's just wherever possible I like to steal my enemy's fortifications, or of course their coal provinces, but since this is mainland it's not something I'm ever allowed to take for myself. But my good friend Korea deserves a lot because they helped me through wars even though they really didn't have to. I did tell those guys to go back there, right? Yeah. Not entirely sure what to do with you, so maybe you could help with the privateering in Gujarat once you're all better. Alright, we got there, but not in time to catch the Otto scum. Alright, fair enough, just go back. I'm sure we'll catch him in due time, or he will try to catch us, and we shall punish him greatly for it. Once we finish this, I'd like to march up to Jiren and take their capital from them, and that should be the end of that. Also, we get a new bonus. None of these I think are particularly useful to me, so I'm actually going to get absolute government, so that I can get some actual absolutism. Before that, maybe I should look at places to raise autonomy. I'm not too worried about this. If they revolt, they revolt. I'm just a bit... It's a shame that I built this army before actually needing this army. It'll be a while, I imagine, before I attack Pasai. I'm thinking I would benefit from more claims on them, because I need to spare dip power wherever I can. And really, claims work well for that. Claims are a pretty good way to reduce the amount of monarch points that you spend overall. Surog is saying, I'm finally catching you. I noticed in your previous stream you don't use the interception mission to order your ship to counter naval invasions. Is there a reason, or is it just your playstyle? Right, so I haven't had it work very well for me before, but I could hunt enemy fleets in the Upward Basin. The thing is, the Upward Basin is huge. Truly, oh no, that's West African Sea. This is Upward Basin. There's also the fact that they will actively be costing me sailors when they're out and about, which I really can't afford right now. Whereas what I have here, I have a minimal cost in active sailors. It's only costing me 4 per month with this guy out here. And he's an early warning system. Meanwhile, I have these guys. They don't cost a lot because they're regulars and they defend this place. I mean, between them, this army probably cost me like 3 ducats, 4, 5... It's like 5 ducats and 4 sailors to protect all of this. It's a bit of micro, but I'll take it. Certainly don't want to spend loads of money, that's just not how I operate. Manchu's clearly terrified of me because I have a whole lot of Miltech advantage over them. They were not treated well with institutions, I think, but currently I'm the one not treated well. Also facing a bit of a deficit that I'm not too keen on right now. Granted, I did spend quite a bit on buildings and such, but deficit's just not how I operate. When we take this, we're going to pop these fleets out to be destroyed, and then hopefully just continue to crush the Manchu here. Can you take a look at the great powers? I certainly can. There they are. Drink them in, whilst I drink down the Manchu fleet. Well, that was fast, and now it's over. I say we just make a move for Jiren. That's what I would say, but perhaps it would be prudent to actually conquer along the way. It's all war score in the end. I've been thinking about this for a while, but what do you think about changing the rebel flag from what it is to a flag with a red background and a white cross? I feel it would definitely be better showing the revoltingness of the rebels. I see what you're on about. Hang on, what was that about, Ming? Oh, bollocks. Ming have decided to honor their alliance with the Ottomans. That's a big problem. Because now I don't have impunity of marching through Manchu. They undoubtedly have, yeah, conditional military access. The Ming have good mil-tech. It's every bit as good as mine. And there are a lot of them. There's no way we can defeat them like that. There is something to be said for making a rush on Jiren. Because if I take Jiren quickly, then I should be able to force a reasonable peace with the Manchu, but currently they don't even want white peace. The war isn't going on for very long, and oh, that's just grim news for me. Alternatively, we hold our breath and get the Ming out of the war, but there's probably not going to be a lot that makes the Ming want to leave the war either. It's not that bad. Really don't want to have to retreat from the Manchu here, but the Ming are kind of forcing my hand. Alright, here's what I do. I will retreat a bit from the Manchu. I will keep the Manchu under lock and key here. But damn, I barely have the fleet to contain the Ming fleet right now. And I don't want to let them get around with that. Dang it all. Right, but I do need our amazing admiral over here to deal with this. Oh. Balin says, damn, you have a master's thesis to write. Writing theses never got me anywhere. Ah, oh, this is grim. This is grim. That looks like an Ottoman fleet that's still playing around. We'll show them what happens to those who play around. Go and try and catch him just for a bit. Okay, I gotta deal with this. The Ming's gonna be a real problem. How do I want to play it? Do I risk Jiren? I don't know where his army is, but his army could probably come up here and crush me before I deal with Jiren. And he has a big, strong army. So now let's actually retreat away from Korea, hold out against the Ming, peace them out. Now, I'd love their money, but I highly doubt I'm going to get the war score I need against them. Why do I war score for occupying Manchu provinces? That doesn't make a lot of sense. I mean, I'll take it, but it sure doesn't make a lot of sense. Probably doing something funky with subjects there if I had to guess, and it looks like I do have to guess. Okay, that's terrifying, and there's a lot of things to care about in short notice, but care I shall try. I'm just gonna slow down the game though. Because why play when you can spend forever playing? Let's try and do some actual conversions over in England, because my religious unity could stand to be better. Not that that's the best one to do, but it's not too expensive at least. Okay, so on the plus side, I can crush the Ming fleet. Unfortunately, the Ming fleet's about to come in and add to the problems there, but I might be able to win. We were able to grab the Ottomans, maybe. Uh-oh. It's the Ottomans who are grabbing us right here. I don't like that, but let's try and add what we can to this battle so that it hopefully doesn't go too badly for us. That includes needing an admiral here. Even if Zulfikar ain't the best, we'll bring him in. Don't want to spend my dip too much because I desperately need to tech before institution tech penalty hits me too hard, because we really do not know anything about manufactories, and we're going to continue not knowing much about them for quite some time. Okay, hopefully the Ming actually reinforced that battle, because reinforcing defeat on naval battles is really bad for the enemy and pretty good for you. We grabbed a bunch of galleys, but they're not galleots, so I'd rather just get rid of them and keep the sailors. We've also got some light ships. No thank you, Dio. And I got 40 transports. These 6 transports are probably just going to get ravaged, but I have little choice but to leave them in there. For now, at least. Okay, so I was able to get the Ottomans on both of these fights. Unfortunately, he's got a bit of an advantage there, but I think we'll win anyway. I brought my lights in, but the lights are pretty garbo at the fighting. Alright, here we go. So the Ming are at me once more. Hopefully I can just scuttle their fleet and teach them a thing or two. But I'm not holding my breath on that matter. How's my galley force coming along? Very slowly is the answer. There's still a lot of building to be done there. I am going to be very disappointed if I allow the Manchu to get their fleet back home. So, it's all pretty bad on that front, actually. Okay, the Ottomans are... not the Ottomans, the Ming. The Otto-Ming are doing some nasty things to me here. Might be a better idea for me to just force a retreat rather than take too much of a beating here. My flagship is here as well, and I really don't want Revenge of Marlon getting ravaged in this fight. So I may just pull out in about 8 days rather than reinforce this battle. I'll instead take a fight that works to my benefit. Just hold out till the 15th, chaps. Oh jings, oh jings, oh jings. Alright, we took some real beatings there. Lost a few of my heavies, which isn't good at all. We'll go and reinforce and then fight them down another day. Meanwhile, how are things going over here? Well, certainly crushing them in the Aegean Sea. How about Varna? Will there be an incredible defeat at Varna? Alright, who took all the ships there? He took galleots. I like galleots, but farewell. And that's 4 galleots just coming back. And then these are my my trade ships. Just get away. And then there's 20 stack, and they just chill out here. And you're doing just fantastically, Green Gauges. Keep it up. And Pasai have the gall to claim my land. Hopefully they don't also declare war on me, but I wouldn't be surprised if they do. Ming have really shook things up for me here, not in a good way. It's not often I lose heavies in a battle. A naval battle, that is. Hang on, did I lose some heavies here? I didn't pay that much attention to the battle, but given the low percentage here, I may well have done. But I did scupper a lot of the Ottoman fleet there, at least. Alright, well, some damage was done. You lost 4 heavies, yeah, down to 9. We used to be at many more than 9. Well, that's what happens in these big battles. At least the Ottomans now have 0 heavies, so I should be in far less of a dangerous situation. And also, at least I can repair in coastal Z-zones. What are you up to, Fu Manchu? Okay, we got our ships together. Aside from that galleon that needs a whole load of repairs, and these transports that I don't want attached to this awesome fleet, what I can do is detach this very beaten up galleon from everything else, reinforce the fleet with these galleys. What are you doing? Well, you're not raiding, I know that much. Take it, man, take it all, but also scuttle that. Let's get you guys together. Hopefully you don't get minged along the way. And then I'll have you up and reinforce this. Just depends what the Ming's going to do. Hopefully he has to stop for repairs as well. I have a bit of protection when it comes to these forts. They should keep me alright-ish. We'll see though. Yeah, just be there. You can jump on the boats if the need arises. But the Ming might be hunting down my pirating fleets, and that would be awful. Who would have thought that the Ming invests in anti-piracy in this day and age? Uh-oh. Well, he's up to something. He's going to the Gwangju Bay, so he is heading south. Why would he head south with his fleet? I did bang it up. Gonna drop down the volume there. Feels a bit loud on the music. Okay, if I can get my galleys together with my heavies, I reckon I can do something to knock the Ming's teeth in. Otherwise, again, my ships are banged up here, not in a good way. Perhaps I should avoid using my heavies so much here. I mean, they're the ones that I really don't want to lose out with, and I am losing out with them. Whereas with galleys, I can go on a rampage. And if I lose a few, then I lose a few. Problem is the heavies are the ones that take front and center. Still heading down to Gwangju Bay. Then he's going to the Gulf of Tonkin. I really worry that he's going to go down here and deal with my my pirate fleet, which is what I very don't want him to do. I repair relatively quickly, but maybe not quickly enough. Alright, let's ditch that. We can repair a bit along the way, but then I leave Manchu able to fetch his troops back, which is also what I really don't want. Dang it all. It's that same Ottoman War from a few sessions ago now. This one started at the very end of the previous session. Really hope my ships don't get caught there, but it would be bad news for me. Alright, there he is. I think he keeps running away from my boats, which is what he is wise to do. Speaking of wise, right, I got caught there. Got caught pretty bad. It's probably not worth reinforcing there. I need to get these ships all completely fixed up, but I will send the... Who do we have over here? It's Gavalas. Get Gavalas to help these boats head on over. Yeah, I would prefer 3 galleys to 1 heavy on an inland sea. Alright, well, on the plus side, we got Candy as a fully fledged corps. And we got Taglock. Full on and, yeah, that's you, right? Taglock. Excellente. Okay, there's the Manchu fleet. I took my eyes off them, and now they're heading back, and that's not good news for me. I need those guys dead. He's gonna get back home, I can sense it. Damn it, damn it, damn it! Tolerance of heretics going down isn't good, but missionary strength ain't too shabby. Oh good, he's being an idiot and trying to land that way. I should be able to catch him in time. No, it's because he really wants to take his fort back, otherwise he would land straight in Hayu. The fool, I should be able to intercept him here. It's risky because the Ming fleet are still around. But I should bring you folks up to join as soon as we can. The Ming's heading up as well, but I'm confident I can take him on now that my heavies are actually consolidated together and mostly healed up. I can see Ming sieging in Korea. That's just something I'm going to have to eat. If it means that I lose out on all my occupations in Korea, that is fine, because I can't currently peace out Manchu on favourable grounds. But I will hopefully at some point be able to peace out the Ming, because this war will not be a short one, and I suspect, or I strongly intend, on having a fairly large advantage over him. Man, these guys have been sitting around for so long. I should have them actually help out in fights. Just end your sailing there. It's nothing but transports. We should decimate them. Good, and that stops them from landing, and that ties everybody up to allow my fleet to get back there in time, right? Dead, dead, dead. Have I even focused at all on army professionalism? I have not, so let's get some actually army tradition. Nice, I'd almost want to buy a general with that, but land wars are not the wars we fight. That was a good amount of damage done, and he's forced to go to Hayu, so he does get a bunch of his troops back, but not all of them. And I get some transports to scuttle for free sailors. One of these days I'm going to scuttle the wrong fleet, I just know it. Hey Ming, nice of you to leave a fleet there for me to crush. No galleys there. And I haven't taken a lick of damage from those other guys, so that's okay. Man, this might be my favourite Jake run of U4. He's always been best at the late game, and this just feels 200 years of that. And on the high seas, which I know next to nothing about. It's awesome. I'm really enjoying this scenario. It's very different, because normally it's the 17th century, I'm just, haha, who will I kill today? Oh, everybody. But in this one, no, I don't have the freedom to be as gung-ho as I normally am. We have very few resources to draw upon for this campaign, but draw we must. How are we looking here? Not too shabby, but let's just try and catch those auto scum as best we can. I want to lure him out and scuttle most of his navy so I can be free to completely put him under blockade. These guys aren't blockading enough, sadly. Send another 5 over there to help with that blockade. The 20 in the middle do good here. And then there's good merit to throw 20 of you over here, because blockading Constantinople is good dosh. Blockading the Ming is also good dosh. I need to... uh-oh. He's heading over to the Yangtze Delta. 15 of you. Okay, right. Well, best of luck. It's an inland sea. Galleys are better, and he certainly has a lot more galleys than me. So Godspeed my galleons and one war galleon. These guys at least are galleots instead of galleas. Okay. Looks good on paper, but they don't have their general in here yet. But Angiros is just amazing, apart from his lack of maneuver. His lack of maneuver is a bit worrying. I'd almost rather have green gauges. But green gauges has that movement speed advantage. Oh well. Another few Manchurians gobbled up. It's a real shame he got his army back there. Should not have let the Manchus escape, but crushing the Ming is of greater importance to me. The Ming reinforced defeat there, which means he might just take a bigger hit to morale than he would like on all of his fleets. This may be the ultimate crushing of the Ming, that is, not of me. It's almost all heavies fighting on my side, and their galleys do a whole lot more than that, but as long as we crush what we gotta crush, we'll come out on top. Let's just not lose the revenge of Amarylon, because he's taken damage there. Can you piece out the Ottomans with good terms if you blockade every tile? Not that easily. That's how it looks right now. If you ignore the... Okay, there's no ongoing battle to ignore here. Relative strength of alliances is massively in his favor, and length of war, it's only just started, so no, I cannot, based on blockades alone, get a favorable peace. Another flagship sunk. Wait, by the Ming? Revenge of Amarylon, the jewel of the Naxosian fleet, was tragically lost at sea today. It battled the Ming menace despite a valiant last stand. Our flagship is now at the bottom of the ocean. Oh, wow, that is painful. Story shall be told of its days on the seas. We'll have to build one bigger and better than before. Alright, the Ottomans want to take on our galleys as well. Green gauges, you're the fastest man around. Get on it, please. You reinforce that as well, pretty please. And I need this straight defended as well. So leave behind 20 good men to hold that. They'll have to pay for this, Jake. They will have to pay for this. They don't have much in the way of island for me to take. They got 6 whole development. Although they got shipyards. Man, the AI loves their shipyards. That's good, because I love them too. There we go, a flagship for a flagship. The difference is we're able to capture. During a battle against the Ming fleet, we managed to capture Tuan, the flagship they've prided themselves on so much in the past. Get in there, Ming. Whew. That's a good victory for us, but damn it, we lost Amarylon. It's pretty painful. Well, you know, it's kind of a martyrdom way to go. They did the best they could have done. Okay, well, we'll have to bring Tuan over to the Manatine Museum, but for now we'll keep it temporarily in Yuyu. Yeah, the lack of these galleys is hurting me badly. How much did that scupper the Ming's naval capacity? They got 91 ships here. That's almost all of them. And the fact that I have them here means I can have them in lockdown. The Ming still have heavies. so I should probably dedicate most of my fleet to just sitting around here. Otherwise, I'm going to scuttle some ships in the pursuit of actually having some sailors and force limit. Because, oh well, no, thanks to all those buildings, we're actually looking okay on force limit, just not looking okay on the financial side. How you feeling about that peace there, Ming? Not good at all, so we'll put you under blockade as soon as we can, which might take a while. Transports can't blockade very well, sadly. But galleys are alright at it. I think I might leave my... Yeah, no, the heavies will get really badly treated by all their galleys. But since I know that that's where all of their fleet are, pretty much, I can send you folks out to do as much blockading as you can on your own. You'll be reinforced in due time. Sure, they'll retake Korea, but we'll be back. Manchu may have a lot of troops, but we have a lot of tech over them. They're still at only 15. Still, I really wanted to crush Manchu and Ainu and Pasai. The Ming, and to a lesser extent the Ottomans joining in, cause a few problems here. Green gauges, get over there. I'm not going to win this battle outnumbered 20 to 35. Fortunately, we're able to repair ourselves in coastal sea zones like this. Spread of disease, yeah, sure. It's only 40 ducats, so I couldn't give a damn. Sadly, I'm just not piling on the losses for the Ottomans just yet. This is the main reason I was against letting the Ottomans be, as in ending the war with them and carrying on my merry way, because it results in things like this. A case where he can keep coming back and causing me a lot of harm, and it takes quite a while for me to actually be able to deal with that. In the war, at least. But we will win the war, because we're getting ticking war score from holding Naxos, and once he gets sick and tired of the war, we'll be able to peace Ming out, and then, well, bad things are going to happen to Ming on that day. For now, though, I need to build up my galleys so I can actually fight him around here, and we are building them as fast as we can. Could be building them faster if I built them over here as well, but I must be mindful of my force limit to at least some degree. Ottomans do not have a permanent claim on Naxos, they just keep claiming Naxos. I think I'm a gateway to some of their missions, but I can't quite remember. Okay, the Ming are dedicating their troops to Korea, as one would expect them to. I think their fleet's actually going to repair up faster than mine, which is a bit of a worry. I don't want to give them the freedom, but I also don't want to give them freedom of movement. I also don't own any land around here that I could reasonably... Oh, hey, tell you what, I could take these provinces back. Forget just letting this guy have... Oh, you plucky bugger if you think you can stop me moving here. There we go. Let's take this stuff back. There we go, Manchu got their fort back, and they'll continue... No, that wasn't the fort. That was something else. They'll soon have the fort, I'm quite confident. Slowly reinforcing there. Green gauges is set to jump on these guys as fast as possible. Still do want to declare war on Great Britain in December of next year. This is a war that I don't have to worry too much about, because I doubt that, yeah, Britain don't have a fleet for me to even think about. That said, let's send our heavies over to Britain, so that I can jump on their few remaining heavies. How about their army? Yeah, they got an army. And it's up to date technologically, but for all I know, it's not actually here. Don't want to get crushed by them, but how are we looking composition-wise? I think a few more cannons and I would obliterate this guy. Don't want to spend all of my freaking money here, but let's have an actual army worth knowing. Yeah, Manchu, Ming. This is tipping the war score back in his favor. However, boats are here. Oh god, it's not even enough to blockade them all. That's kind of funny in a way. Nice. Making decent dosh off of the treasure fleets of Spain. As one would expect. Tell you what, you guys, you're not the best at blockading, but you can still blockade, so help a brother out here. Probably a lot of death there. I think they're back up to full strength. I am very not back up to full strength. I really shouldn't be using so many heavies when galleys excel here. So I should, but I need this to kind of scare them into being in the sea zone, in the port rather. When they're done, they're probably going to jump on you, but I can jump back at you as well. Yeah, they're looking fine here. I'm not really causing enough devastation for them to cry yet. And in 66 I'll be raiding them again. Reformed, eh? Rumden gets religious persecution, but we get missionary strength there. That's quite nice. Many reformed heretics in Rumden have fled, hoping to find safe haven in Cambridge. This was carried out with a tacit sanction of the government in Great Britain. So tax and manpower is down in Rumden. However, this is my ultimate opportunity to convert it very quickly. It's going to last for a wee while. Where's my missionary right now? Once we're done with Hampshire, remind me to do Rumden, because I will probably forget. Will you play Surviving Aftermath in the future? Probably, but I don't do early access. Okay, let's grab this tech as quickly as we can, because institution tech penalty is just going up and up, and finally we can build our own war galleons. That means the new Revenge of Amarylon will be a war galleon. Naval maintenance goes up, but we also get access to the dry dock, which we'll probably need in the far-flung future. Anyway, I think we do need ourselves a new flagship, even though the cost is extravagant. But what to do? I'm wondering if we still need one for battle, or if we should get one that's more for privateering. Fleet privateer efficiency is pretty good. Especially if I also give it trade power of each ship in the fleet +1. And then I could make it a light ship. You know, trade out the battling for the ultimate privateering. So trade power... The engagement width is a big boon, but I think we have naval supremacy almost worldwide. What else would be good here? Skill gain is nice and all, but fleet movement speed. You know, the whole fleet gets faster. That's probably good. Trade power, privateer efficiency, and fleet movement speed. Yeah, that seems quite right for a... and you're not a heavy ship, you're a light ship. Question is, what are we going to call this? The thing is, didn't we have a Amarylon and lost it? Lost a Amarylon? Revenge of Amarylon Mark II. But why? You have the money to build a huge sheep. Why just a sad little privateer? Sad? Privateering is what's put us on the map. It's what's kept our coffers aflow. Heavy Ship 1 was such a good name. Alright, and the maintenance isn't too bad here as well either, which is quite nice. Alright, excellent. Let's make it so. These guys are getting repaired a bit more, which is good. This is really disappointing, and it's going to make it harder to piece out the Ming, but I'll get them eventually. It'll just take a few years. Alright, it's election o'clock. I don't really like this guy, and my Republican tradition could stand to go up a bit. We're going to focus with dip power here, because I would really quite like to get my dip tech up. Mill is being taken care of here, although I want this. I very much want this. There's a lot I want, and it all requires power. Won't be too long until I have to make my war with Japan as well. There's just so much fighting to do, and the Ming have really scuppered my plans on that front. I'll have you help out there. You guys are doing better now. I still have boats to come. How are we looking? The force limit. We're over on the force limit, sadly. But I don't have a lot of places that I could